Hello there, YouTube. Welcome to a 43-degree Thursday, the 25th of July. It's up to 58 now. It was flat cold this morning. Went to bed with the windows open. I woke up middle of the night, freezing, going around shutting windows. It's funny. In the wintertime, 43, don't feel so bad. Not in the mornings, but we don't have the windows open that time of year either. I need to get out here and mow the weeds. I've been saying that for about a week. But it's time. So we're going to run I think I discussed that last night. Maybe didn't because it just ran too late. So I'm going to run to work. And then when I get home tonight, I'll do the third flush on the transmission. But it's great to have the windshield wipers working like they're supposed to, seeing as it's going to rain Monday and Tuesday. Need to get that lawn cut before that happens, because then the weeds will really take off. But on that, we're going to bounce. 64 degrees. We actually got a couple of sprinkles on the way to work today. Yeah. Had to test out the functioning windshield wipers. That was very nice. Yeah. It'll be nice when you need to use them in the wintertime.
And they don't beat the tar out of the
car.
Whack,
whack, whack.
I know. Yeah.
Mama?
Yes, sir.
Made it to Thursday. How about that?
We did. We got 2 left.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. The weekend will start.
Yes.
You get the weeds mowed. I can't call it a lawn anymore. It's the weeds.
Yeah, I got to do some weed eating. Yeah.
Wait. Let's go in there and bust out a day. Alrighty. So have yourself a wonderful Thursday, and I'll see you as the day goes on.
Alrighty, you too.
Alright, love you. See you. Bye.
I love you.
Bye now.
Bye.
Well, let's take this 2011 Spider RTS for a little rumble. Did the valve cover gaskets were they just gotten old and hard. It kind of reminds me of the front main seal that I just took out of the CRV. She was they were hard and kind of rotten, and they just weep. And these things, they remind me of KTM's. On these old twins, the triples aren't that way, but the casting for the gasket surface areas are not smooth. It's literally, you can still see like the sand casting. So it's kind of important for those gaskets to have some elasticity to them, because yeah, they start to weep when they get hard. This thing's a sweetheart. And as far as I know, they're selling it. In fact, I know they're selling it. I think they're just getting to that point in their lives that it's time to do different things. So I think it's just been sitting around, and I think it's getting it out to get it ready to sell, and the battery was dead. So we picked it up out of the Longview area, Longview, Kelso. I'm not sure which one. It's kind of like one city, you know. But we went and picked it up. I guess we were gonna bring it back to them in the morning. The only thing left at the end of the day yesterday was to take her for a test ride, and here we are. So I might as well shut off, because this can be a 4+ minute light. So I'll come back. Yeah, we's a rolling. The nicest couple. I say that about a lot of the Spider people, but yeah, just crazy nice people. They're asking, you know, if we deal with, do we buy used Spyders? And I told them, as far as I know, but I just couldn't get an answer out of anybody. So I guess we're taking it back to them. I got one answer that, you know, that we don't take the twins in on trade anymore, but these are special people to a lot of the I mean, a lot of the employees that work at our store are from the Longview, Kelso area, and they grew up with their kids, and I mean, these people go a long ways back to a lot of people. Hey, look, nice, real nice. Remember last time I drove by, I said, man, got to a point and just kind of stopped on the fence. I see that a lot with contracting stuff. I know my kid has to deal with that building this house, is that it's, I mean, they're doing so many things that, you know, that it's hard to get them. They don't just come and focus on your thing. Of course, different contractors do different things. And then waiting for permits, and it's a nightmare to build a house nowadays. And I would imagine something like that fence is probably the same deal. I mean, we were at a critical time with our electrical stuff, and we had to wait a week for them to come out and fix that thing. Look at that Gen 2 CRV, just like ours. I'm seeing you sneaking out there like that, buddy. Wow, this really runs good. Oh, turn signal. 30,000. This thing's been maintained to a T. And it's nice to look at it because, you know, they brought it in for everything back in the day, you know. Seems like every 6 weeks there was another bulletin or recall on them, you know. And anyway, it was nice to look through. There's no updates, and it had no codes. None. Man, the old days, you're just like, what is this one gonna have? You just never know. The BRP, they feverishly attack this thing, these models, you know, trying to fix whatever. But a few things that if people didn't follow the rules, you know, change that oil, use the BRP oil, and you know, keep the, when you're riding along, keep it above 4,000 RPM, or at or above 4,000 RPMs. Make sure that centrifugal clutch. Things we found were you know, people burning the clutch out of them. And a lot of them, I've told you this before, a lot of people come from Harleys, and you just can't convince them people that you need to keep that thing at 4,000 RPMs for that clutch to be locked. Technically, it's like 3,750 to 3,800 is when it should lock, but depends on if the shim stack is correct. It's just rule of thumb, keep it at 4,000 RPMs or higher. People go, well, it's 70 miles an hour, it barely hits 4,000 RPMs. Drop a gear, it ain't gonna hurt them. These motors were, Rotax built these motors for, sold them to Aprilia. In fact, when Eric Buell, you know, that last generation of the racing bikes that he built, and the last Harleys that Harley raced were these motors. I watched, it was a thing with, I think it was Jason Pridmore was racing a Buell or Harley, one of the two. It was a thing where he was taking that motor apart in between races, and I'm going, oh my lord. It's just a big bore version of the 990 Twin. You got it, son. Don't be afraid. Oh. Didn't realize somebody snuck up behind me. He was the smart one. But yeah, the biggest thing, letting them sit, the water pump, actually the oil seal part of the water pump seal, but it's all, you have to replace it all when you do it, because the water pump seal is part of the impeller and shaft assembly, where you got to drive that out, and you essentially have to destroy it to replace the oil seal. So you do the both at once. People not changing their coolant, every 2 years. And then in 2013 they started using the long life coolant, and you could do that with these as well, but you had to flush it like 3 or 4 times. It was a laborsome thing, because there couldn't be any trace of the old green standard coolant left in there. And I mean, you need to have it out, because they were not compatible. And I can tell you some stories with that too. It would plug things up. It was like kind of like calcium in there or something. Yeah, a really bad thing. You don't want to mix them coolants. But that still didn't save the oil seal that separates the water pump from the from the engine cases. And that's usually what happened. It'd leak oil. Very seldom did they leak coolant. Out of probably hundreds of these things I've replaced the water pumps in, it actually leaked coolant. It was almost always oil that leaked. And I thought that's what we had with this one as soon as I seen it. I see that guy almost there. We got the same schedule going home. He passes us on Covington almost every night. He probably doesn't realize he's passing us. He's a super nice guy. I'll go down here and give you a walk around on a 2011 RTS. That's nice. We got not to ever say anything good about the rain, although there's times, like probably right now, we need it. Everything gets all dry and dusty, but getting them windshield wipers fixed last night, and getting one wasn't enough to hit the windshield wipers, but other 2 little sprinkle things we ran through, they got to work. It's weird how something as simple as a functioning windshield wipers can make your day. But look at this thing, it's absolutely immaculate. You see 30,000 on the clock. I'd say it looks more like 3,000. She is a sweetheart. That's the old seal floorboards. That was a big thing back in the day. Everybody put those things on. And then when BRP started putting their own floorboards on, that was the end of his business. He was a cool guy too. He was, I think he was right out of Oregon there. Man, that thing's clean. Wow. I guess it's time to take her back. Another Spyder on my bench. The gal that's they've gone through 3 Sea to Skies, is that right? I think it's 3 of them. Yeah, so she's gone on some crazy trips, and she went to she just got back from Sturgis. There's like Spyder's Deadwood or something like that. So they have their own kind of Sturgis thing, but I think it's based out of Deadwood, which is, I mean, literally a rock's throw away from Sturgis. And anyway, she just got back from that. So I go to pull it in. I mean, she just bought the Sea to Sky. That girl has been flat riding that Sea to Sky. I think that's probably the highest in the shortest amount of time I've ever seen her get miles on it. That is some serious seat time. And anyway, thanks for coming for a ride on the 2011, the old 990 twin RTS. That stunning red. Ooh, that thing's pretty. Right, so I have the last flush going for the tranny. We swung by Walmart's and picked up it's a dual pack, the cabin filters. So I'm gonna swap them out when I had that thing apart. last night, you can look down and see the top of the filter, you know, with the panels off. It's, I don't know if I pointed out to you yesterday, but it's over on that side, you can see down in there. So they were nasty. So I need to pull everything out of the glove box and drag. There's like 2 sections. One will come out and you can slide one over and take the next one out. But anyway, these are N95. So be nice clean air in there. I wonder if they've ever been changed. They're pretty nasty, so gonna get that changed. And then top her off with drain fluid, and that'll be the last service stuff I have to do until next services come around. And hopefully nothing in between. That's amazingly bad. Obviously, I'm not going to turn this thing upside down, but yeah, you get no light through it. So they're sitting in a little tray. You just pop these things out. Easier said than done. Can't get a hold of it. Anyway, you just pop them out and put them in these little trays, and these trays go in. So the first one goes in, slides over, and then you slide the second one in. The hole's just big enough for one to go in. But here we are. Have nice fresh air. And N95. So that'll filter good. Well, hello there, YouTube. Man, we're having to come out here a little bit earlier every night. It's 8:30. Sunset is it like 8:50?
It's sneaking away from us.
Slowly but surely, one little bit at a time. Next you know, I'll be crying, oh no, tonight's the last night, it'll be 8 o'clock.
Yeah, then 7,
Then 7. Then when it gets to 6, that's when it's the worst.
Yeah.
Because right about the time it gets at 6, the
time changes.
Time changes, and all of a sudden 6 is 5.
Yep.
So you're absolutely coming home in the dark at that point.
And not upload.
Yeah. Oh well. The
Can't
seasons will come. But done with the Honda there. It's the last things that on my list to do. So it's good to go for a while till the next scheduled maintenance and stuff comes. But it's easier just to do the scheduled stuff than to get, you know, things you behind on or repairs you got to do, you know. But anyway, I reckon on that we're gonna roll out on you.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and you guys have an amazing Friday or Saturday.
All right. We'll see you this time. Well, early in the morning.
Yeah, we'll see you in the
And you'll
morning.
see you about this time tomorrow, too. So thanks for watching now.
Yes.
Bye-bye.